Yes, yes, people. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another ManDem United podcast brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. I'm joined by my special guest host, Ivorian, and the ManDem United podcast is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. But before we even get into all of that, Ivorian, how you doing, my brother? You good?
Yes, my brother, I'm doing really well, man. Big up to everyone that's tuning in. Smash that like button. Remember to subscribe as always. We're back at it again, man. It's another week, man. Another
Another
week
week.
where nothing has happened for Manchester United. We're just out here waiting. But like I said last week, we're gonna wait a couple of weeks until they sort their shit
Yeah.
out upstairs. You get me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, like Ivorian said, no new signings as of yet, just more rumors. So we're gonna get into all of that. But please make sure you hit the like button, make sure you share it across all the socials and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to Ivorian's channel as well. It is in the title. So you can click Red United TV right now. This show will keep rolling, and then you can go over to his channel and subscribe. As you can see from the title, though, people, let's get into it. Who should Manchester United sell this summer? I think the list is longer. I think the list is much shorter of who we would keep rather than who we should sell this summer. Obviously, context comes into a lot of these things. So we're gonna run through the entire squad, myself and Ivory, and obviously get the thoughts of people in the comments as well, and run through who should Manchester United sell this summer. So we'll start with the goalkeeper. We'll start in the goalkeeping department. We'll start with someone who is a talking point actually, considering Courtois clapback at Goldbridge. You know what I'm saying? It's a talking point. I sent it over to Ivorian yesterday. He's seen it. For those that haven't, I'm paraphrasing what happened, but basically Goldbridge put out a tweet stating that people who are critical of De Gea are wrong when you look at Courtois, who's just won a Champions League and the Liga. He's not the best with his feet, etc., etc. Then Courtois clapped back, responded to him. Then Goldbridge said something back. Then Courtois was like, basically said, I may not be the best, but I'm not that bad. So we're gonna get into all of that. So we'll start with you, Ivorian. We'll start with David De Gea. Your thoughts? Should we sell him this summer or should he be kept? What are you telling me?
Absolutely not. Like with David De Gea, our problem is not David De Gea. Our problem is literally elsewhere: midfield, defense, and striker. David De Gea, again, I kept on saying this again, guys. David De Gea was there when we needed him, when we needed some saving grace, and etc. He was there for us. He was only not there for us in the last 2 or 3 seasons where he didn't have his best. But David De Gea, in terms of him, selling him at this moment, knowing that we have problems elsewhere, doesn't really make sense. I will tell people, address David De Gea situation next season once you've got some of your targets in for this season. So be it. If we need to get rid of him because of his age for next season, then we consider bringing in someone else. But as of now, David De Gea, with the season that he just had, we all know he deserves to stay. He's one of the players that we can say, nah, he deserves to stay. He doesn't need to prove himself compared to the other scrubs that did let us down and disappointed us. Come on. But yeah, Flawless, I don't think right now David De Gea is a player that we need to sell this season. It's something for next season. What's your thoughts on it? Because everyone thinks that David De Gea deserves to stay.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you in terms of for this season. Do I believe De Gea is a problem going forward in the future? Yes. Like football is a what have you done for me lately sport. So I agree with you in terms of him being the most reliable player we've had post Fergie, like without doubt. This guy's won, I think he's won player of the season, what, 5 years or something like that.
4 years in a row,
Yeah,
one.
he won it 3-4 years in a row, and then he won another one. So he's won 5 out of like 9 or something like that. So I don't doubt what he's done, but you have to move forward with the times. And I gotta give credit and full credit to Statman Baines because he called this from early. And even when he called it from early, I was looking at him funny, like, "Are you sure?" And he was saying, De Gea is not a modern day goalkeeper. He's like, we need to move forward with the times. When you look at Alisson, when you look at Edison, and you look at Mendy, even throw Courtois in the mix, considering that he got mentioned as well, it goes to show, it shows all of David De Gea's deficiencies. From an old school goalkeeping perspective, I have no issue with David De Gea whatsoever in terms of his shot stopping, even though long range he could be better. But in terms of his shot stopping and just basic goalkeeping, all well and good. But this ain't 95. This is not 2005 right now. Your goalkeeper has to be better with his feet distributing the ball. And so many times we see De Gea kick the ball out of play or kick the ball back to give the ball away to the opposition. And it's key to starting attacks. You know what I'm saying? How many goals do you see City or Liverpool not even score, but how many chances do you see them create starting with their goalkeeper from the back? Coming off your line as well. Coming off your line is also a major one. We see Lloris flying out of goal. We see Henderson flying out of his goal. We see Alisson flying out of his goal. De Gea don't do that. And that adds into, if you're going to play a high line and try and press and play progressive football, you need a sweeper keeper. But do I believe he should be sold this summer? No, because we have much bigger issues. But down the line, does he need to be moved on to me? Yes, because it's like fullbacks, the game's evolved. You need to be better on the ball. I was legit having this conversation. Shout out to my big bro AV8, having this conversation with him about an hour ago when he rang me and was talking about fullbacks and goalkeepers and how they need to be better on the ball. So would I sell De Gea at this moment in time? No, but it's definitely a position I'd be looking to move on. If not next season, the season after, depending on who we recruit this summer. So I would keep De Gea. That's just me though. But before we continue and get on to the next goalkeeper, big up to Canada Devil, says big up. Eddie, shout out to my guy Eddie, says Courtois moving like Candyman, say his name and pulling up front yard. Facts. Go Easy says at the moment De Gea is the least of our problems. I don't mind him for another season, to be fair. That's pretty much my thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what the thing about it is that, because I clearly understand what people mean by playing from the back with your feet and you need a goalkeeper, that's great. But considering Manchester United's defense, Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, would you pass to them from goal kick? You have to ask them. We've seen David De Gea looked at Harry Maguire in the eye and say, yeah, I can see you, but I ain't passing to you, man. I'll go pass it for a 4-1, bro, to the opposition. We've seen that. So in his defense, it depends on our line, because Manchester United are horrible playing out from the back. What if next season Ten Hag gets his shit together and get these men with defenders and fullbacks who can actually play on the ball, who can help aid to David De Gea's situation in playing out from the back? And maybe Ten Hag can probably, I know it's too late, I say, coach him in playing out from the back. Of course, again, as they say, old dogs can't learn new tricks, but you never know with David De Gea. He is Spanish at the end of the day. These men are supposed to be good with their feet.
That's true, and we got the one who won because they're technically normally sound Spanish players. But yeah, he is that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Again, do I see, and Bainesy said this as well, do I see De Gea potentially improving under Ten Hag and being in a system and having better defenders in front of him who can help him out? Absolutely. But again, do I believe he's good enough going forward long term? No. But I think Go Easy hit the nail on their head with this one. We got my guy Jez in the cut as well. Large up Jez every single time. All right, moving on to the next goalkeeper, Dean Henderson. Talk to me, Ivorian. Talk to me. Talk to me.
You know what? Yeah.
Talk to me.
The funny thing about Dean Henderson, obviously, in my opinion, he needs to go because, again, where does he get this sense of entitlement that he needs to be number one goalkeeper at Manchester United when he's never done it? Yeah, I understand he was at Sheffield United. You had one season in the Championship, then you moved to the Premier League, and then you had one season, a good season with Sheffield United. Does that entitle you to be number one goalkeeper at Manchester United? Because I'll be honest with you, David De Gea has been number one goalkeeper at Manchester at the age of 19, behind 76,000 people. He's been there, done it. Was the first team goalkeeper for Atletico Madrid between the age of 17 and 18. What was you doing when you were 17 and 18, Henderson? You was in the academy going on loan. By the time you got to 24, it's a bit too late. In terms of Henderson, people say he's good with his feet. I've seen a couple of matches where he made mistakes. He's not the best of shot stoppers as well, and he lacks confidence. And playing for Manchester United as a goalkeeper is a big, big ask and a big job. And I do not feel like Henderson is the one. I saw it last season when he had that period.
When he played for a period of time, and the Liverpool game you're talking about.
And there were certain moments where he set up the team and we scored from his goal kick, and I remember that. But on top of that, overall, he's not the best. He should be leaving because of the sense of entitlement that he should be starting as well, which makes me sick as well. Like, who are you? You have to ask you, what have you done?
I said it makes me sick,
Yeah. What have you done? What have you done for us lately for you to be entitled to just command a number one spot?
I hate you, fam.
What is your accolades?
Yeah, like what have you done? What are your accolades? Yeah, you played well with Sheffield United. We know that. You did get your shot when De Gea, I believe his wife was pregnant and he played during that period and it didn't go too well. But minus that, yeah, he's not really filled me with any confidence whatsoever. Where I'm like, all right, let's go. He's on big money. Why we put him on big money, I don't know, because he's not getting that money elsewhere. But that's just typical bad business by Manchester United. Manchester United and bad business go hand in hand. It really does. So would I, if we could move him on, I would sell him in a heartbeat and go get a number 2. Go get a number 2 who's going to be on cheaper. We'll go free up more of the wage budget, and it's maybe a better. And I think we can get better. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing about Henderson fills me with confidence. Is he more of a modern day goalkeeper than De Gea? Yes. And again, people don't get this mistaken. I'm not saying Henderson is better than. I'm not saying at all for an absolute split second Henderson is better than De Gea. What I'm saying is he does more modern day goalkeeper things, like coming off his line. He is better with the ball at his feet. His problem is his overall goalkeeper. Like if we could fusion dance them both together, we'd actually have a good goalkeeper. But yeah, I'm not with it. I'm saying that. Yeah. I'm not with it. I'm saying that we shouldn't. Yeah, Henderson, I would move him on. Definitely. Whether it's a loan deal, whether we sell him and actually go and get a number 2. Like, they shouldn't be too hard to find. It won't be expensive. It won't be big wages. And it frees up even more of the wage budget. So then if we do move, because this is putting things in place now for the future. Because if we move on Henderson, get a number 2 who's actually on a number 2 wage, then if we do move on De Gea, we have more of a wage budget to go get a number 1. Like, that makes it make sense. That's what it is. Because why is he on 150k a week?
That's exactly
what is going on.
What has he done? What has he done? That little Sheffield United season earned him 120 grand a week for what?
However it is, yeah, it's something crazy. It's way too much for a number 2. Again, so that's why I would move him on. Let me actually pull up the Manchester United squad as well, so we can actually run through it properly, because someone just made an interesting point in the comments as well. Please keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United related. They don't have to be on who we'd sell. We will get to it at the end of the show, people. So put all your questions and I will start the messages. Don't worry about that. Big up to Unja as well. Says big up. Shout out, gents, as always. Kind of Devil saying sell with a buyback clause. I would even put a buyback clause on what's it called? I would not even put a buyback clause on Henderson. Like, I don't rate him like that. I don't think he's one of those that we're gonna look at and go, he'll come back to bite us. That's just me personally. I could be wrong, but I don't look at him in that sense whatsoever. Keenan says, bear in mind that we still have 36-year-old Tom Heaton on 60k a week. Isn't Tom Heaton leaving? Is he not leaving?
No news on that. It's just Lee Grant that's left.
Yeah, so Tom Heaton got to be leaving, surely. There's no way. Oh, he can be number 3. I don't really have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have a problem with that. If he's the third choice goalkeeper, that's really, really not an issue. Look at this Jez guy. Yeah, Jez, shout out United. What a trophy for Spurs, Jez, innit? Hold that. You know what I'm saying? Hold that, Jez, innit? You know what I'm saying? You joker. Large with my guy, Jez, every single time. But yeah, Lee Grant's leaving. Is he there till 2023? He could leave. Like, they don't really count. They don't. All right, so we ran through the goalkeeper. So we said, De Gea keep. We said Henderson get rid of. Heaton get rid of. Lee Grant's leaving. So we basically need a second choice goalkeeper. Third and fourth are easy to find because you could easily promote someone from the reserves or the under 23s or whatever. All right, moving on. We'll go fullbacks. We'll go Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
You know, definitely sell Booker T. You have to sell Booker T's, man. We're tired of the spinner-roonies, man. And the fact that the spinner-roonies are no longer on point, because that's what he was good at, slide tackling, and he hasn't been doing that this season. Hasn't been the Aaron Wan-Bissaka that we saw the first season. So yeah, man. In terms of him, his ability to go forward as well, it's going to be a big problem under Ten Hag. And we all know that Ten Hag wants a baller that's comfortable on his feet, that can defend as well and contribute going forward and whip in some crosses, you know. Technically, he's looking for a drug dealer that can whip in those excursions at least, man, once in a while, man. But definitely, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has to go. Loan, move, I don't know what it is. He needs to move on. Because Manchester United is not for him.
Man said loan, man said, Joe, just get rid of him anyway, necessary and that.
It's not for him, you know. It's sad. I've never watched a footballer where I've seen him on the ball and I end up laughing all the time in everything that he does. And that cannot be good for him mentally, you know, especially. And he's out here, maybe he's asking people, is he good? And they're probably lying to him and saying that, you know what, you are good. Like, his girl's probably telling him that you're one of the best right backs in the world.
Yeah,
and this is
man.
not true.
And your girl should lie to you and that. You know what I'm saying? She should hype you up. You know what I'm
She needs to
saying?
tell me the truth.
Nah. That's on your boys to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear that from your woman. My woman lied. You lied to me, my woman. My boys are supposed to tell me what the reals is, isn't it? You don't want to hear that from your girl and that or your shit. Like, nah. She's supposed to comfort you. You get what I'm saying? When you realize when your boys tell you aren't good enough for that. She's supposed to be there to hug you. You know what I'm saying? And that's comfort you.
She gotta tell you the truth sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Depends what it is. I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. All right. So Wan-Bissaka, yeah, it's easy. Sell. Easy. Like, yeah. Sell, loan, whichever. Just get rid. Like, not good enough. Surplus to requirements. Move him on without doubt. Go easy saying Booker T needs to leave ASAP. Kind of devil saying, how did Wan-Bissaka become a footballer? Because you know what? He's athletic. That's probably what it is. If you're quick and have P&P in the youth systems, you're gonna come up the ranks. Absolutely. Look at this guy. Damn, all I said was Shah United and catch his train, no love, man. Shut up, Jez. You know what I'm saying? Jez out here talking nonsense. All right, moving on. I'll go to you with this one as well. Dalot,
yeah. Someone that we can keep as a squad member if we're gonna get a bona fide right back to take his position, because I still believe you can work with Dalot. He's athletic. He's got height. He's quite good in the air as well. He's quick. He can whip in a decent cross not all the time. Defensively, he's a bit suspect, but it can be worked on as well, because all it needs is someone to just organize them. It needs a leader at the back to tell them where to be and etc. and coaching as well. Dalot's got potential as he's young. I will say keep as a squad player. What about you?
I'm with it. It's been well known. It's been well documented. I've spoke many a time about how I'm a fan of Dalot, and I believe he is one of the players who could legit thrive under Ten Hag. I don't understand the criticism he receives. He gets criticized he's Wan-Bissaka level. He gets criticized. Sorry, I just seen Lewis's comment. This guy's an idiot. You know, this guy always throws me off, you know. This guy. I was in the middle of my thought process of what I was gonna say and fleshing it out and trying to get my opinion across. And then this guy goes, anyone need a number 9? Now we already had him.
It's hard to sell Lukaku. Even YouTubers are trying to offer him out.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? We already had him. As I told everyone who thought I was being harsh on Lukaku and he was in Italy and he's changed and he's better. Lukaku has his faults. Lukaku has his strengths. That is Lukaku. Simple as that. If you play to his strengths, you're going to get the most out of him, and he will consistently score goals wherever he's been. Doesn't matter if it's West Brom, Everton, Manchester United, Inter Milan, Chelsea, he'll always score goals. Belgium, look at his record for Belgium. He'll always goal scorer, bona fide. But like we were talking about De Gea, like we were talking about fullbacks, you need to offer much more than just scoring goals. Like, this isn't the 90s. This isn't the early 2000s. And this is why you got Lewis, who was hyping him up, calling him R9, and now trying to sell him. Tells you what you need to know. They've seen him as Chelsea fans. And people thought I was being harsh as a United fan. I said it. He gives you goals on nothing else.
They've seen him twice. And then they're looking to get rid of him for the second time.
Yeah, like, yo, this is what I'm saying. Like, oh, look, Lewis saying he's a changed man. Try him out. Nah, you lot can keep him then, innit? You know what I'm saying in that? You lot can keep him. Try sell him in it. Good luck with that. And Aaron saying there, Lukaku is rubbish. Give me Ivan Toney over him. Here's the thing, like I said, to get the best out of Lukaku, you play him in a 2. Inter Milan did it. They played him next to Martinez. Get Lukaku facing the opposition goal. That's how you get the best out of him. If you are playing him up front by himself, asking him to link play and hold the ball up, it's a wrap. Show's over. Can't do it. Cannot do it whatsoever. And we're seeing that now with Chelsea. I expected Tuchel to get more out of him, but that's a Chelsea problem. But back to where we was at, Dalot. Yeah, someone who I believe will thrive underneath Ten Hag, because I've already mentioned it in terms of he has all of the attributes to me for a modern day fullback. Can they be improved upon? Yes. Is he suspect defense? This thing, I wouldn't go as far to say he's suspect defensively. No, I think that is way over the top. Is he the best defensively? No. But hey, I just watched the best fullback in the country, according to most, one of the best fullbacks of all time, cost his team a Champions League final. But people don't want to talk about that. If that's the low, we cooking him. But because it's Trent, we're just because of what he offers going forward, we're gonna let that slide. Like, no, this is my whole point. Trent, who you could argue is the best right back in the country, made a mistake in the Champions League final. Cancelo, who's probably the best left back and the best fullback overall. I watched him in a semi-final at the Bernabeu let Benzema go at the back stick. But why are people not talking about it? I say this all the time. There's very few fullbacks now in the modern day era that are very good defensively. I put Reece James in that category. Robertson, I'll probably put in that category. That's probably it. If you look at the likes of Trent, Cancelo, Kyle Walker, Hakimi, whoever you want to go get, none of them are strong defensively, but it's what they offer going forward. And that's how I look at Dalot, because Dalot hasn't been, it's not like Dalot gets cooked all the time. People act like he's Swiss cheese on defense. Like he's not. He's not that bad. People act like he just gets cooked through, and he doesn't. And in terms of going forward, physically, great engine, quick, gets up and down, never shies away from the ball. From a technical aspect, good first touch, right foot, left foot, can cross the ball in. And people say, oh, he's not a good crosser of the ball. That's because he's getting 3 crosses a game. When we watch Trent, and we all watch Liverpool, how many crosses is Trent putting in a game? 15, 20, sometimes more. So he's getting 15, let's say 15 crosses. He's getting 15 chances to get assists. Dalot's getting 3. Give Trent 3 crosses a game, I guarantee his assist drops. And I'm not saying Dalot is on the level of Trent, people. I'm saying give Dalot the best possible platform to succeed. Like I said, right foot, left foot as well. Very good passing through the lines. I think his passing through the lines is very underrated also. And I'm a fan. And like I said, consistently on the overlap. He does not stop. Yeah. So that's why I can see him thriving. However, if Ten Hag decides to bring in a new right back, I won't be against it because then that strengthens that position overall. And if Dalot is the backup, but I would definitely keep. I've been a fan of Dalot since we signed it, but that's just me. Go on.
On top of that, Flawless, it says a lot when you read in recent reports of other clubs who are interested in Dalot and Manchester United are saying they do not want to engage in conversations. It says a lot. Like, Ten Hag respects him. He feels like he can be part of his plan. So yeah, definitely, again, a play that we should keep work on.
I would definitely, like, to me personally, I would. And go, you said it here, Dalot still has a lot of room to grow. Nowhere near the best fullback, but can do a decent job. And that's my thing is, we don't need him to be Cancelo or Trent. We just need him in a functioning system, doing a job, playing a role. And that's how I'm looking at it. And he, again, look who he's had in front of him. Friggin' Alanga, Rashford. Like, come on, man. Like, help me, help you. And in front of him, McTominay. And then next to Maguire or Lindelof. Like, you are out there by yourself. And we're expecting him to pull Americans. No pattern of play, but with De Gea passing you the ball at neck height. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really don't put into context things around you. Football in 2022 is a system game, people. It's a system game. The days of individuals landing in a team and switching it all around by themselves doesn't happen. Dalot's not that level. He's not. And you can go get whoever you want. Put Trent in our team. Guarantee you don't look good. You know how I know this? Look how Trent plays for England. Look how Trent plays for England. Look at Cancelo, because someone said Dalot don't play for Portugal. Yeah, that's because they have Cancelo and quality fullbacks. How come Cancelo don't look like that for Portugal that he looks like for City? Why is that? And the list goes on. I can name players. I can continue to name players and name players and name players who don't look the same for their national team as they do for their club side. The top players I'm talking about. Kind of Devil saying, if Dalot doesn't have a good season with Ten Hag, sell him. If you don't like, it is kind of like, I think most players are pretty much on a last chance saloon. They all need to impress the new man. Absolutely. But I would say keep Dalot. All right. Who else we've got? We will switch over to, we'll go left back.
Yeah.
We'll go.
I already made up my mind.
Luke Shaw. We'll go
Luke Shaw is just, again, a half-hearted left back that's been here for 6-7 years, and we still haven't seen a consistent, the best of Luke Shaw for a good damn season. Yeah, he's definitely a sell. Like, again, he's similar to, for example, other players that's been here for a long time. Like, let's say, for example, Paul Pogba that's been here, and throughout those years, you haven't really seen a level of consistency throughout the 6-7 years. Luke Shaw needs to leave. I'm sorry, but last season, where was Luke Shaw? He was injured. Last season, the season before that, he had the best 6 months of his life. The season before that, he was in and out the team injured. The season before that, it's injuries. Luke Shaw needs to be sold. I don't care if he's your favorite player. Just that he doesn't do it for me. Like, he doesn't he's never on the overlap as much as he needs to be. He's always ignoring that as well. I've never seen him burst, and I've just never seen him committed going forward. The time that we saw Brandon Williams going forward, we was like, wow. Brandon Williams was giving us something different compared to Luke Shaw until he had to switch himself up and realize that I can't let a young buck show me up. But with Luke Shaw, I'm convinced that we need to move on and get a real left back. Luke Shaw, any other fellow. But we'll move on to another fellow after you get your say.
With Luke Shaw, yeah. I've had it up to here. The way that he gets away with murder is absolutely crazy, considering the price we signed him at the time we signed him at, when 30 million was a lot of money. He's been here almost a decade, has never had a full good season, and our fan base just seemed to let it slide. And I have no idea why. You know what I'm saying? But when that's a certain number 6 who used to play for us, different conversations. Or a certain number 9 who used to play for us, different conversation. But because it's Luke Shaw, it just gets swept under the rug. And he is an example of why Manchester United are where we are, because we just accept mediocrity. It's been accepted. Like, Luke Shaw's going to be mediocre and we're cool with that. No, go and get better. Like, look at the fullbacks who we were just mentioning when we was talking about Dalot. And he's nowhere near. Luke Shaw is not top 10 left backs in the league. The fact that he's playing for Manchester United, he's not top 10 left backs in the league. The fact that is a debate is a major issue. That he's not better than a Cancelo. That he's not better than a Robertson. He's not better than a Tierney. He's not better than a Cucurella. He's not better than a Digne. Look, I've just named 5 off the top of my head. And the thing is, I can keep going. Even fullbacks who I don't even rate that highly, I think are better than him. Like, I don't rate Chilwell highly. Chilwell's better. The list goes on and on and on. Cresswell. Like, how are you not top 10, but yet you're paid like you're paid like you are? It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, Luke Shaw, I would sell in a heartbeat. Like, I think he's a major problem. Major problem. So I would sell him definitely in that. Shabir O'Carlos, top Reds really sold England fans' dreams. You're right, Prime. If you don't need him, have him. Shimikas is better. Shimikas is better. You could argue he's not top 15. That's crazy. That you are a fullback for Manchester United Football Club.
Zinchenko is better than him.
Zinchenko's better than him, and you are arguably not top 15 in the league. That is criminal. That is a massive eye-opener of the level of Luke Shaw and where Manchester United are at. Absolutely. Sessegnon, exactly. Sessegnon is better, Jess. The list goes on.
Alonso's better. Alonso's
better, and I don't even rate Alonso. And Alonso's better. How many left backs are we going to name? We're naming pretty much the whole league. It's a shorter list to name who he is better than. Like, legit. Watford just got relegated. Is he better than Kamara? No, he's not. He's not better than Kamara. I watched a lot of Watford last season. This season just gone. He's not better than Kamara. Like, I'm being legit serious. Like, not even a debate to be had. He excels at nothing, Luke Shaw. Whether it's offensively or defensively. As a fullback, excel at something. He either be very good going forward or very good defensively. And he's just ordinary at everything. He's a man of many traits and a master of nothing. Because if we sold him, where's he going? Who else does he start for? If we sold him today, where does he go when he starts in the Premier League? You're going to a team promoted or a team battling relegation. Let's call a spade a spade. But yeah, so I'd sell him in a heartbeat. All right, moving on. I'll let you go on to this left back.
Alex, tell us.
Yes, talk about
in
it.
My opinion, I was expecting a fullback that was way better than Luke Shaw, that can score from set pieces, brilliant from corners, and also can cross the ball, because that's the reputation he came with. Floyd, tell me how many assists has Tellez got ever since he's come to this club?
Yeah, you spitting.
Nothing.
Yeah.
He's hardly been assisting anything. On top of that, defensively, he's a bit suspect. You've seen him as well defensively. Going forward, it's probably his best attribute. I've seen some of his passes. His through balls, straight through the line passes are quite good. Apart from that, let's just be honest with you. He's slow as well. He's just not a Premier League left back. He's just not a Premier League left back. And then we've been left disappointed. He's another one that ended up as a squad player. I just don't understand Manchester United, the way of investment. You buy a left back that's a squad player. He reverts into a squad. Someone that was meant to challenge with Luke Shaw has become a squad player.
Yeah.
Tellez I'm not sold. I haven't been sold for 2 seasons. I got excited when he came, but since then I haven't been sold. He's another player that probably needs to be sold and bring in someone else. Because honestly speaking, we have a hole in left back. Forget Luke Shaw and Telles. Just forget about them. Let's buy a new left back.
We
and
need
a second left back as well.
We need 2 left backs. Like we do. I'm with you on that. Telles, I was excited about. But like you said, it is just it's the lack of athleticism. That is the problem right there. Technically, he's sound. Do I believe you could get more out of him in a better system? Yes, but that lack of, and if you get him more opportunities to cross the ball, cool, no issues with that. But that lack of athleticism in the Premier League is an issue. Like, do I like PMP? I like PMP in my fullbacks. I'm sorry, people. You know what I'm saying? And that I like my wide players gotta have PMP. You know what I'm saying? There has to be, whether it's fullbacks, whether it's wide players, you have to have some form of that in the Premier League. This is why I like Dalot, because you have to be able to get up and down in terms of overlapping, because it helps balance out the attack so much. Whoever that left winger is, or whether it's Sancho as an inside forward, whether it's Rashford out there, or whether it's a left-footed player playing out there, they need assistance, they need help. And that's why if Telles was sold this summer, at best he's a squad player. And this is why if he was sold, I would have no issue with it whatsoever. Is Luke Shaw a bigger problem? Yes. Luke Shaw is definitely a bigger problem because he's on more money and he's holding up that spot. Will Luke Shaw be moved on? Probably not. But I really want Manchester United to sign a new left back. I'm tired in it. Like, I'm pretty much tired of the entire 11. You know what I'm saying? The centre backs I don't want to see, left backs I don't want to see, number 6s I don't want to see, number 8s I don't want to see, right wingers I don't want to see, strikers I don't want to see. It's literally Varane, Sancho, Donny, De Gea. That's pretty low. That's pretty much it in terms of players where I'm like, when I see them, if I see them in the first team on the opening day, I'm like, cool. Everyone else I want to see new. I'm tired of this same old dead film whatsoever. We know what these players are good at. We know what they're not good at. I'm tired of seeing Shaw. I don't want to see Tellers. We'll get onto the centre backs. I don't want to see them. Our midfielders, I can't stand the sight of most of them. I don't want to see most of our right wingers starting week in, week out. I'm not trying to see Ronaldo up front, but we are going to get into all of that. So yeah, with Tellers, if he was moved on, yeah, cool. Even if it was, Pyramid Scheme says, whether we like it or not, we're going to have to give players like Laird and Fernandes a chance. I'd prefer that. If we open, here's the thing is with Alvaro Fernandes. If Manchester United started the Premier League season and he was playing left back, I'd be happier seeing him there than Shaw. Because at least he's something new. He might give us something different. He might be good. We know what we're getting with Luke Shaw. He's been here almost, it might be 10 years, but he's been here approaching a decade. I know what I'm getting. You are not good enough. You are not it. It is time to move on. And same with Laird as well. I'd love to see Laird given a run out. I want to see the youngsters given a run out. Why not? And that's why the Europa League is so important. This is why when I see people talk about no Europe, I was like, no, utilize Europe not only for Ten Hag to implement his system, also to play youngsters like Fernandes, like Laird, like Hannibal, amongst others, without question. Go Easy says, in my opinion, I feel sorry for Tellez. Ollie bought him with no idea how to play him, and he's been thrown in his dead team. Not saying he's our best player, but our situation hasn't helped. Oh, yeah, Go Easy. You're not lying. He's been thrown into the worst possible predicament. Like all our players. All our new signings get thrown into the worst possible predicament. So that's why I'll be less critical of him. This is why I wasn't so harsh on Varane. This is why I wasn't so critical of Sancho, because you're in the worst possible predicament. I know this, especially with Ollie as manager. Especially adding on that. Because Ollie tax was hefty. As we all seen. Man can't get a job. You know what I'm saying? Man can't get a job. And that's legit what it is. People telling me, I was having this conversation with my mum the other day. She's talking about, he's resting. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, she's resting. He's resting it. Because my mum was Ollie in it. She backed him and I was like, he's not good. Now your man's can't get a job. You're taking a break. Yeah, sure, innit? All right.
It's funny, Flores. Your mum saying that I have a friend of mine that keeps picking up Ollie. He's like, why would Ollie get a job when he's sitting on his millions? I told him, listen, Ollie got sacked when he told us that he would be competing and he'll be successful. For the sake of his pride and ego, how come you can't get a job? Why sit on your millions when you've lost? Your wife knows you're a loser. I kept on saying it, like, your wife is sucking on you and she knows that she's sucking a loser.
This guy,
Get her respect back, bro. Get her respect back, bro. Get your children's respect back, because they're at school and they're saying your daddy's a loser, bro. Your daddy got sacked. He was the worst manager in the world.
Yo, wow.
And I'm very sure they go to his dad and say, Daddy, my friends are saying that you're rubbish. I don't care if you got millions. Just look at Jose Mourinho. Got sacked by Manchester United, went to get his respect back. Got sacked by Tottenham, went to get his respect back. He's got hella millions. My man can't get a job. His own friend Gary Neville won't even hire him for Salford.
Facts.
But yeah,
Facts.
he's been the best Manchester United manager ever.
Yeah, facts. So Gary Neville thinks he's good enough for United, but won't hire him for Salford. Interesting. Interesting. Prime says, would Luke Shaw even start for the free promoted champion sides? Because I don't know about the free promoted sides, I'm not sure. But would they take him? Probably not in his wages now. They wouldn't break the bank for him. You know what I'm saying? Certain players did break the bank for. I guarantee they ain't breaking their wage budget to sign Luke Shaw. Nobody is. Apart from us. That's it. Your mum was Ollie in. That reminds me of the famous Troops quote. My mum's Wenger in. Is she mad? Yeah, that was classic. That. Yeah. Many a time, me and my mum had debates during like Ollie, what Ollie's reign, and he was here and that. And I was like, he's just not it. He's just washed. Like simple as that. That's legit what it is. All right. So we're saying, look. So going through the team, we've said De Gea keep, Henderson sell, Heaton sell. So we got one goalkeeper. We said Dalot keep, Wan-Bissaka sell. And then we said Shaw and Tellers both sell. So at this current time, we have just the one right back and no left backs. But speaking of right backs, we'll go Brandon Williams. Chat to me.
Brandon Williams, just get rid of him as well. I seen him at Newcastle and then he disappeared. Like, let's be honest with you. His loan at Newcastle never really worked out. We all knew it. Like, even in his, I believe in it, after he cemented himself into the Manchester United team, the following season, we saw Brandon Williams that constantly made mistakes as well. And we sussed him out. You know, he ended up getting into the same funk as the other players. Brandon Williams is not good. Honestly speaking, he's not good. We should look at a move elsewhere, maybe in the Championship, because it looks like the Championship could be his level. So I know he has the ambition, and we know that he came out and said that his dream is to be Manchester United left back. You need to start dreaming something else, bro. That's all I've got to say, man. He has to. It's a no-no for me. We don't. Flawless, stop asking me about left back. We don't have a left back. We need to leave that man back as well. Like, I think you're on mute. You're on mute.
Bad. Yeah, technically you can play right back. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Williams can play right back as well in it. So that's why I asked it. I asked about both. So we're saying, yeah, Brandon Williams, like that's an opening showcase Johnson. Yeah, we'll sell him. I would definitely sell him. We'll leave Mengi and Fernandes because they're youth players. Axel's on his way out as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's been reported in it. Would you keep Axel? I'd sell Axel in a heartbeat. That's what I'm saying.
I would sell him, man. I ain't seen nothing, man. We all this hype about we're going to be the next future Manchester United captain, a very good centre back. Listen, yeah, if you struggle,
that's 24 in that. Yeah. It's all right.
Aston Villa, yeah, and you're 24. Struggled at Aston Villa, even struggling at Napoli. Let's just call it a day.
Yeah, that's a wrap. All right, we'll move on to centre backs. We can skim through some of these. Jones, yeah, we know needs to be sold. That's an opening showcase. Bailly, who is on his way out, so we know he'll be sold. All right, we'll go. Harry Maguire.
Oh gosh. The fraud. The fridge. Harry Maguire, you know what, yeah? I said it before. Harry Maguire is a player that we all want now. But listen, we as fans have to take an L on this. Manchester United will never take an L on Harry Maguire. He's here for life. We're gonna have to stick with this because they won't sell him. They will not sell him. Spending that 80 million is one thing that they just won't do. And we all know that Harry Maguire is not good enough to be Manchester United defender. We are praying that Eric Ten Hag can do a miracle on Harry Maguire and get him to the level that he needs to get. He needs to look like an 80 million defender. Harry Maguire, again, we need to sell. We need to sell him, but we will never sell him. He's here. Like, it's literally by force, by default, he stays. As much as you want him out, let's be honest with you.
He does by default. He's in the De Gea bracket where, even though I think he's a bigger problem than De Gea, it comes to the point where he'll be sold either the next summer or the summer after. Like, we all know he isn't the end game. We all know he is not the future. Absolutely not. Would I sell him still? Yes. I'd rather give a youth, free up the wages and give a youth player that spot. I'm not going to lie. But will that happen? No. Would I sell him? Yes, though. Absolutely. Like, it's time. Like, we ain't playing no high line with Harry Maguire. Like, you're just not good enough, man. Like, sometimes you just got to cut your losses, like you said, and just take the L and hold it. And to Andrew, who said, let's calm down on the Ollie hate, second place in semi-finals. It's not Ollie hate. He's washed. Simple as that. That's why your mans can't get a job. People hate when I tell the truth. You can't get a job. Will never, I said this, he will never get a job in a top European league. So that's England, that's Spain, that's Italy, that's France, that's Germany. The top 5 European leagues, he will not get a job in. At best, he's coming back to England and he's in the Championship or League One. Guaranteed. Yo, Gary Neville won't give him a job. That's all it tells you all you need to know. Why is he not managing Salford? They need it. I don't know if they need a manager now. They might have recruited somebody, but at the time he was free. Right? He pick up the phone, he's got his number. Because even Gary Neville knows he's trash. That's why he's just not a good manager. I don't celebrate second place in semi-finals over here, but that's just me. Back to what we were saying, yeah, Harry Maguire, definitely, I would tell. 100%. I would tell. Moving on to another centre-back, Victor Lindelof. As critical as I am of him, I would keep him, but I'd have him. He's fourth choice. So I'm saying I have 2 starting centre-backs, then I have another centre-back backing them up, and then Lindelof backs them up. He is fourth choice at best for me. That's where Lindelof should be. When I say he's a squad player, he's a squad player. Like, we don't see him often. Like, there's Varane, quality centre-back backing it up, and then there's Lindelof. But if he was to be sold, cool. I wouldn't be trying to hold on to him. Not good enough, again, for where Manchester United are trying to go to. Very similar to the Luke Shaw situation where we just accept mediocrity. He's been here since, I think it was Mourinho's first or second season. Not good enough. Second season, Mourinho's second season. Not good enough. Fine on the ball, but when it comes to his defensive attributes, we've had the debates many a time. Everybody always talks about his non-defensive attributes on and he is very good in terms of playing out from the back, his progressive passing, him clipping the ball over the top, him playing out with the ball from the back. Great. What does he excel at defensively? Absolutely nothing. That's just the be-all and end-all. He excels at nothing defensively, right? When we're talking his attributes from his marking, recovery pace, his strength, aerially, tackling, his positioning, nothing. At best, he's 5, 6 out of 10. That's not good enough for a centre-back at Manchester United, I'm sorry. And then people want to criticize Varane when he's playing next to Lindelof and Maguire. These men ain't good enough centre-backs. Because Lindelof, I said this before, if he goes to any top team, he don't start. You don't start for any top team. You don't start for City. You don't start for Liverpool. You don't start for Chelsea. Arsenal is a debate. Does he start for Spurs? No, I don't even think he starts for Spurs. Again, it's a debate and they play 3 at the back. The fact is the debate between you and Eric Dyer shows you the levels of Lindelof. Eric Dyer, people. Ben Davies. Like, is this what we're doing? Is he better than the centre-backs at West Ham? No, he's not better than the centre-backs at West Ham. The list goes on. And similar to Luke Shaw, you can keep going down. Is he top 10 centre-backs in the league? No. So why is he first choice for Manchester United, but you're not top 10 centre-backs in the league? Something is gone. And I can't even debate. I can't even argue you being in the top 10. That's the issue that I have. So, yeah, Lindelof, would I keep? Yes, but you're fourth choice at best. What are you saying, Ivorian?
I have to shade to that, bro, because at the end of the day, I've seen Victor Lindelof so many times, and I've always covered my eyes when it's a one-on-one situation between him, the attacker, and Victor Lindelof, because I know Victor Lindelof is weak, physically weak, couldn't handle one-on-one. He's vulnerable. Victor Lindelof is someone that just is a squad player, at least, at best. Yeah. The only great thing about Victor Lindelof is that he's always available. You know, he's Mr. Reliable this whole entire season. Even when Maguire was injured and also Varane was injured, he's always been there. He's had some good games. He's got his qualities with the ball going forward. You know, he's a very good distributor from the back with the ball. But defensively, he's a suspect. He's just a liability. And again, I'll keep him knowing that I have the intention of selling him the following season, because I know that I'm going to be bringing some more people in and replace him as the backup and sell him. So yeah, Victor Lindelof, keep for now, sell next season or the season after.
Yeah, he's one of them. You'll move on eventually. Where else we at? Rafael Varane.
No, I don't even need to chat to you about Champions League Varane. Bro.
Yeah. I don't see how Varane keep. Yeah,
I don't really give a toss about this season. How he's been injured. People want to say that he's a fraud or he's on fraud watch right now. He's an excellent defender, one of the best defenders in the world. Definitely, he's someone that, of course, if you keep fit, you have a very strong defense. He's very reliable. A defender that's equally strong on both foot. Yeah, that can play out from the back as well and get forward. You can't turn a blind eye on that, man. So he will help Manchester United in the way we want to play coming out from the back. Just the fact that he's good on both foot, and that opens up a lot of opportunities from defense, you know, in terms of distributing the ball, the left side of the pitch, the right side of the pitch. He's a bonus. Yeah, I just don't care whether the season he's had. Like, I'm going to give him a blight. and give him a chance again, because he deserves that. Yes, he's been injured, but then again, let's be honest with ourselves. The person taking care of his fitness isn't known to be isn't known to look after other players in the squad's fitness. He's always been damaging or aggravating a lot of players' injuries. You name it. Rashford, Pogba, Varane, when he came back from injury, threw him back into the first team, got injured again. Paul Pogba injured, played him in the Arsenal game when he just come back from injury, got injured again. Rashford, broken hip, broken arm, broken shoulder, broken back, just keeps throwing him in there, you know. So yeah, consider that, man. So I know with mention of a better physio team, a better medical team, and a better management in terms of Ten Hag there, they will manage him in the right way, and we will see the best of Raphael Varane. It's not done for Raphael Varane, in my opinion. Definitely a must keep.
I agree, like 100%. He's a quality defender. He'll be fine in a better system. He won't be worse. Just get a competent centre back next to him, which I believe we will. Get a competent DM in front of him and a functioning midfield in front of him. Hopefully a left back to throw in that mix as well, and we'll see a better Varane. My biggest issue with Varane, and I've said this before, I'll say this again, is the injuries. Like, he needs to be like, I think he played 22 league games this season, just gone. Not enough. I need 10, 11, 12 more games. You got to be playing 33, 34, even more than that. I need 35, 36 league games out of you. You need to be fit. I need you there to be a mainstay in that defense throughout the entire season, definitely, and help whoever that new centre back is. Like, I need your experience and your quality there. So yeah, Varane, that's why I don't get onto him too much. But like, next season, I'm going to be a lot more critical. Like, if he doesn't play that many games or his performances are up to scratch. Prime saying Christensen started for Chelsea, so I'd argue Lindelof starts for us. So it'll be interested to see how, if he improves with a top manager and a commanding centre back with him, because he's too similar to AC. One, Christensen's better than Lindelof. Yes, Christensen without doubt is miles better than Lindelof. One. Number two, Lindelof don't start for you. Like, Tuchel wouldn't look at him. Guarantee you that. Interesting to see how he improves with a top manager. The problem is, you mentioned it there, Prime, a commanding centre back. That's not Varane. Varane needs a commanding physical centre back next to him. So that's why. And it's not going to, Lindelof-Varane partnership don't work. Like, it really doesn't. So, and if there's a choice between the two, I know who I'm picking, and it ain't the Swedish guy. But that's just me. It's just me. All right, moving on. Right, how many midfielders have left? Jesus. So Matic has left, Pogba's left, Mata's left, Lingard's left, Pereira's probably leaving. I don't even know where to start. We'll start with Fred. Yeah, Fred. Because I'm on. Wait, before you go, I'm literally on the United website now, and obviously they got listed our midfielders. And like, as I'm going through, I'm like, oh, these men are leaving. Pogba's gone, Mata's gone, Lingard's gone. You know what I'm saying? Matic is gone as well. Like, that's 4 off the top of the head. But yeah, Fred, talk to me, fam.
Fred is a player that I will keep as a squad player. You know, guys, definitely. There's qualities in Fred, especially the second half of the season where he done better than most of the other midfielders. Fred, I will keep, man, because he works hard. He gets up and down the pitch. He's probably a player that Eric Ten Hag would like to have in his squad as a squad player that can also do a job in difficult games where you need someone who has legs that can get the ball, or chase the ball and distribute a little bit. That's one thing. Compared to these other counterparts, other half, the max side, which we'll talk about after, he definitely won't be in my mind. But Fred, definitely squad player we should keep. And of course, if we can find better the following season and replace him, then we should. But for now, we should keep Fred because he has something about him, compared to the other midfielder that we have, that offer us nothing. Just nothing but guts and glory and knee slides. That's about it. And get my shorts dirty with grass stains.
Pretty much so. I was still listening. I was grabbing my charger to what you were saying. Fred, yeah, is pretty much in that bracket of squad player. Like, if we're gonna play, say it is 4-3-3 or even 4-2-3-1, he can play as part of a double pivot as a 6, and obviously be pressing, or he can play as an 8. Fred is a squad player I'm cool with. I have no issues. I would keep him. The issue is that if he's starting week in, week out, we're seeing him far too often. We know his levels, and at best, I think he is a squad player for Manchester United. Great engine, great at pressing, decent on the ball, and I believe that Ten Hag can utilize him. Absolutely. like definitely without question. So Fred, I think it's like open and shut case that we could definitely keep him. Fred's passing forward is worrying. We can definitely get back. That's why I said Unja, not as a first teamer. He shouldn't even be the backup 8. We should have, say it's 4-3-3, we should have 2 8s, then another 8, and then Fred should be the backup to them. Fred should be like the Lindelof in terms of the 4th choice 8. So you have 2 quality 8s. So say it's Donny and De Jong, then you have a backup 8 to that, and then Fred is 4th to that. And then you got Bruno behind that. And then McTominay somewhere in the stands. But we move. But speaking of Scott McTominay, should be Scott McTominay.
Considering that we have a polo in midfield at this point of moment, like Scott is one of the players that we got right now. Honestly speaking, he'll be a squad player next season. If he was asking, should we sell him? Yes, we should sell him because I don't think he's good enough. I don't. He's got nothing to his game apart from pass the ball side to side and nothing in front of him. I've seen Scott. He's got nothing though. He can't distribute the ball. He can't really drive with the ball too much. Horrible passer, no technique, basic skills, just energy. That's about it. Yeah. Just energy, you know. And if he was an energy drink, he'll probably be the cheaper version, which is a Boost. And he's not even a Red Bull. Like, at least let us get a Red Bull, you know. That's what we need. But yeah, I'm not sold with McTominay. I haven't been. But you know exactly, let's be honest, we don't have that much in terms of midfield. It's good for next season, he will be someone that we would have to keep as a squad player for the time being.
Yeah, like I would sell. Yeah, I would sell in a heartbeat.
I've seen that no comment section.
Yeah, no comment from Unja. Don't want to talk about it now, innit? Unja, he wants to defend Ollie, but like don't want to defend McTominay. But yeah, McTominay, yeah, selling a heartbeat. Like we could easily get a squad player from the youth system who will come in and do the job that he does. So I would, even with all the midfielders leaving, I'd have a clear out. He's another one who's an example of the issues Manchester United have. He's Luke Shaw, he's Lindelof, where mediocrity is just accepted. And he's worse than mediocre because he's worse than them too. Like 3 passes in 70 minutes. Like you see him hiding and things of this nature. Like
in between
40 touches in a game and you've played 90 minutes. Like zero duels won, no tackles made. So you're a DM supposed to be robust and energetic, and you're making no time. Like he's just. We spoke in depth many a time about him. Not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough whatsoever.
Too entitled to accept criticism. He frowns and looks at you when you start criticizing him about what you're not good at. And I just don't like that type of attitude, man. Jesus, man. No. Again, he said hiding games, making himself unavailable to receive a pass. We've all seen it. McTominay hiding in between players, so he's unavailable to receive a pass, and that's just not good enough for Eric Ten Hag's standards. You have to be available as a midfielder. You need to make yourself available. You're an integral part of the way the team plays going forward, and you never make yourself available. How can you help us?
Yeah, you can't legit. Like, and you see the people defending him, but it's only on social media. Never in a comment section do I see anybody defending McTominay. It's only these top reds and people who like this passion thing. And me, Jez, and Peter were speaking about this on the last Q&A. So not the one on Twitch, the one here on the YouTube, Paul Pogba's leaving, and how it's accepted if you die for the badge and you get your shorts dirty and you cover every blade of grass. That's okay. That's more than enough in midfield. Why is the attributes? That's never an attribute you look at. Like, that's never an attribute, never. I've never been on FIFA and it said die for the badge. I've never been on Football Manager and it says attributes and it says 20 and it says die for the badge, or covers every blade of grass, or gets his shots dirty, or understands the club, or United DNA. All these bullshit excuses because man can't ball. That's all this is. It's absolute nonsense and stupidity. That's all it is, because if man was a baller, we talk about his skills. We never talk about this man's skill set. It's always extra stuff. It's always how good, how he's better than what else we have. It's never anything to do with his skill set. It's never his tackling. It's never his positioning. It's never his screening. It's never his first touch. It's never his short passing. It's never his long. It's never his long passing. It's never anything like that. Never. All it is just passion and desire, which are good things, C1. But he don't even have that because he be hiding. Where's the passion to get on the ball? Where is that? Just because he plays well against Leeds and he kicks man up and down, like, people think that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I know Prime McTominay is not Fergie's son. Yeah, like, and yeah, Ivorian is spot on when he said that, Unja. How can you help? He just offers nothing. You offer nothing defensively. You offer nothing offensively. This is why I don't understand. It seems in central midfield, people let stuff slide. I say it all the time. It's a word I use often. Excel. What attributes do you excel at? As a midfielder, do you excel defensively, offensively, or both? You don't excel defensively. He doesn't excel offensively. So you're just taking up a space. It needs to be sold expeditiously. Where else we at? Another guy. He was like, yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
No, sorry. So I was gonna let you think because I just told you we've gone through Fred and we've gone through McTominay.
On to this guy. Bruno Fernandes. Somebody who definitely divides opinion. Who strongly divides opinion. There seems to be a 50-50 split.
You see me?
I say, you go, Ivorian. No, you can go, fam. You can go in it. You can go. Yeah.
All I have to say is that Bruno's on fraud watch next season. He's on fraud watch for me. Yeah. As much as I have a criticism towards Bruno, there's been positives when Bruno came in here, and I can't forget the way he rejuvenated Manchester United from that January to the end of the season. And when he first came, I will never forget that, the amount of goals and assists. But I will never. But the one thing I can always remember is that I've never seen a good 90 minutes from Bruno in a match. I can never say that. I can't even list a game because it's rare. But Bruno, of course, he's not going anywhere. He's a main guy, a mainstay in the Manchester United team until he sorts his shit out. And next season, we have a manager that doesn't like people playing their way. You have to play the way he wants you to play. And you need to be able to start passing the ball. And I've had enough of this Hollywood pass. I've had enough of the no-look pass. I've had enough of shoot and hope pass. I've had enough of it. First-time pass. I've had enough of it. And he needs to sort himself out. Like, Bruno, I can give him a bly for next season. But, of course, we can't sell Bruno. It's a keep for me, although he's on fraud watch for next season. I know you feel the same because you've got his criticism, and he deserves it as well. He's not great. Can't pass, can't keep the ball, can't do much, Technique, he's not that great. That's it.
Yeah, again, another one. Not as bad as McTominay in terms of excelling at stuff, but again, a problem sums up Manchester United's problems. Him, McTominay, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, all not good enough, all don't start or get anywhere near any of the sides we're chasing. Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich. None of these players get anywhere like it's not even a debate. So these are the teams we're chasing and trying to get close to. But yet the players we have starting for us probably don't even make their bench. How are we supposed to close the gap, people? And this is why I'm so critical of him. Even with Chelsea's bad attack, their fan base ain't taking Bruno. As bad as their attack is, City is going nowhere near him. Liverpool are going nowhere near him. Bayern Munich are going nowhere near him. Real Madrid are going nowhere near him. Imagine Benzema trying to link up with Bruno. He would be in the tunnel talking about he playing against us. He treat him how he spoke to Vinicius. That's exactly what he'd say. Not good enough. Why our fan base put him on a pedestal, I don't know, because what has he won us? I look at him and I go, as a 10 and a creative player, and comes back to modern day football, he shoot first. There's no other creative attacking midfielders who are shoot first. I'm not saying other creative midfielders don't score goals, but they're pass first. Their thought is to get assists. Bruno shoot first. He's literally a striker playing in midfield in terms of his thought process. He's getting to the box and shoot. When you look at Modric, when you look at Cruz, if you look at a Bernardo Silva, a De Bruyne, a Thiago, you can throw Jorginho in that mix, a Kovacic in that mix. They all play, yeah, some of them are sixes, but my point is they're all trying to create and play the ball through the lines for their teammates. Bruno don't do that for us. He don't. Let's call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? He don't do that for us. And if he was sold today, he doesn't go to a team better than Manchester United. He doesn't go to a Champions League side. Let's call it. He don't go. Pogba's leaving, going Juventus. Juventus ain't looking at Bruno. There's a reason this guy's won nothing in his career, and it shows. Like, I watch him play, and I'm like, you really are bad. Because of Ollie being in charge and like he just sapped all my confidence from us doing anything. I used to be watching the games where I wasn't watching like in detail. Then when Ollie left and Carrick was in charge and Ralph was in charge, I started watching all the players more closely. I'm now invested in watch-alongs. You can go back and watching people. They're on the channel. And I'm looking at Bruno and I'm like, I see why you are criticized so heavily because his decision-making is awful. And my biggest criticism of Bruno isn't even his decision-making in the final third in terms of shooting when he should pass or pass when he should shoot. It's game management. I see him giving the ball away on the edge of our own box in our final third, in the middle third. If you're going to give the ball away as an attacking player, give it away in the opposition's third where you're trying to make things happen. And I've used this example and I use it again. Manchester United versus Atletico Madrid, first leg. You can go back and watch the watch-along, people. It was after, I think it was in the second half when Griezmann hit the bar, I believe. I think it's when when Atletico Madrid hit the woodwork one of the times. They get a corner. The momentum's with Atletico Madrid. I'm watching the game, people. I'm saying on the watch-along, the momentum's with Atletico Madrid. See the game out. We all know that Ivorian's been there. We've all watched football, all you lot. We all know when the momentum's with the opposition or the momentum's with your team. The momentum's clearly with them. It's 1-1. We're in a good position away from home in the first leg of the game. The corner comes in. It gets cleared out to the edge of the box. Bruno picks up the ball, carries. I legit say, Bruno, I am on my knees. Pause. Pass the ball to somebody in the same color shirt as you. Please, I say this repeatedly 2 or 3 times. What does he do? Shank it with his left foot straight to Atletico Madrid. That's my problem. We've seen him do this time and time again in terms of his ball retention. And it's awful. We've seen him do it against the last day of the season, Crystal Palace. Who were you trying to pass to? Why did you do that? We've seen him do it against that same thing against Watford. And McTominay gave away the penalty. Like, it's ridiculous. How many times does somebody have to do something before you realize this is just them?
Terrible.
See, and Prime, this is why, and I was having this conversation on the Q&A yesterday. You was there. I said this. When Manchester United were linked with Mount, I said we have Bruno Fernandes. We don't need Super Saiyan Bruno. Because Mason Mount is Super Saiyan Bruno. Mount is a better version of Bruno, but they are the same profile. How I know this? The criticism from Chelsea, the criticism I have of Bruno is the exact same criticism Chelsea fans have of Mount. And you know what's even ironic? The defense of Bruno is the exact same defense that Mount gets. Listen to anyone who's watching this, listening to this right now. Listen to people who rate Mount defend Mason Mount. Then go and listen to people who rate Bruno defend Bruno. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. And I've watched a lot of Chelsea this season. They are very, very similar in terms of profile. See, this Prime, you're a Chelsea fan and you're like, look, are you sure you're not talking about Mount? Because it's the same shit. It's the same thing. And the reason why I'm going off about this is because obviously Mount ain't our player, but that's when I realized I was watching Chelsea and I was watching Mount and I was like, right, you are Bruno.
Yeah, we are.
Legit. And then man mentioned Valverde. Valverde is like a spicy Mount, as Peter called him. He's a better version of both of them. If Valverde was worse, he's Mason Mount. If Mason Mount is worse, he's Bruno. They are all the same profile. All central midfielders who kind of play from the right-hand side at times. You'll see Bruno shift out to the right if the going gets tough. You'll see Mount shift out to the right. Valverde is actually played out there because they don't have a right winger. The list goes on. And the reason why I'm going off about this is to show it. That I don't even rate Mason Mount that highly. He's a decent player. He's good. I think Valverde is good. But Bruno is nowhere near good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go. And he's a squad player at best. If I could sell him tomorrow, I would. Absolutely. My thoughts, people. You know what I'm saying? I have to get off my chest. Get off my chest. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Gotta move it on.
They are. Yo, it is. Yeah, nah, Mount is a fish and chips Valverde. Mount is a worse version of Valverde. He is. I agree, Prime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Bruno stands comparing him to Canada is crazy. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on.
Crazy.
Does Bruno get compared to players like Cruyff, Scholes, and Iniesta like Mount's fanboys do? Yeah, because our fanboys compared him to a player that started our dynasty. I don't think people realize that are old enough to remember. Cantona started Manchester United's dynasty. So if you have a record label, he was the first person off that label to go platinum. He put the label on the map. People got to realize he was here. It was 5-6 seasons, and we won the league every season he was here. And the one season he didn't is because he kicked the fan, and he was banned. Like, people don't realize what Cantona, he elevated Manchester United as a club. He started the dominance for everybody to, and did he have help? Of course, but he started all that. He's on the Mount Rushmore for that, for what he did for this football club. Like, and how dare they compare Bruno, who can't even win us the Europa League? Like, this is not what ridiculous. This is outrageous. It's outrageous behavior. It is. Yeah, you're right, Prime. Wasn't Kante part of why you won 4 titles in 5 seasons? Yes, he was a major part. Go back and look at all you have to do is go back and look at the results and see how many times United won 1-0 with Cantona scoring. This guy was scoring in FA Cup finals versus Liverpool, people. Things of that nature. Keane spoke about it in his book, how he would criticize Cantona for not working hard enough, not tracking back. We're doing more, and then he'd produce a piece of magic. Go look at that. He shouldn't score that goal against Liverpool in that final. And yeah, it's FA Cup, but it matters. It's FA Cup. Like, ask Mason Mount about missing chances at Wembley. You know what I'm saying? In that, we've seen him do it twice this season. Yeah, he couldn't even win us the Europa League, the second tier European competition. But then what makes it worse is Pogba, with a worse team and a worse manager, according to some, won that competition. But people will criticize and say Pogba's not done anything for United, but Bruno has. What has Bruno won us? I'm a Manchester United FC stan, people. Let me get this off my chest. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. What has my team won? Don't bring me individual accolades because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Andy Cole, one of my favorite Manchester United strikers of all time. He's the 3rd highest goal scorer in the Premier League. But you know what he helped us win? Multiple trophies. Multiple trophies. It's a team game, people. This ain't tennis. It's not boxing. This ain't darts. What did the team win? Don't bring me assist stats. Don't bring me goal stats. Oh, he's the best assister in the Champions. Did we win the Champions League? So what does it matter then? I would sacrifice all of his assists to go for Manchester United to win that Champions League. Don't bring me no nonsense. But people will continue to defend this mediocrity. Then get at me or get at an Ivorian and say, oh, you man are the problems. It's absolutely ridiculous in that. The murder this guy gets away with for this mediocrity. Murder. We out here losing Europa League finals to Villarreal. No disrespect. To Villarreal. And you're on the pitch for 120 minutes or however long and do nothing. And people just sweep it under the rug because you get some goals and assists versus Leeds. Oh, man. It's outrageous, man. It is outrageous. It's outrageous, man. It is. It's just like, it's criminal. I don't even know where that came from, but that's why it's good I have this platform to get things off my chest, man.
Yeah, I had to let you go, man. I was like, this guy is not going. It's been a good 2-3 minutes. He's still in this.
Yeah, man. Like, because it's just outrageous. Like, because then people compare the Cantona comparisons. Remind me, and I'm just like, do people not realize what that man did? You know what I'm saying? That the reason why we were so successful, he was the building blocks. People talk about rebuilding that. He helped build that fortress that is Manchester United. Like, let's not do that. But yeah, Bruno outselling a heartbeat, 100%. Donny keep, I would say. Palestri and Hannibal, I'm not really gonna rate. I'm not gonna say sell the youngsters and that. James Garner, loan, I'd say.
Another loan, renewed a loan. Loan to the same team that got promoted. Let's see that for 2 seasons.
In terms of attack, Sancho, I think that's obvious keep.
Oh, no,
without doubt.
We're keeping that guy.
Sancho keep. Cavani's left. You know what? Let's go on to Marcus Rashford. Talk about Ivorian.
Oh, flawless. One of my favorite guys, you know, that I always get onto. I keep on saying this, man. Rashford. All I have to say is that he's going to be a squad player next season. You know, we need to get someone that will show Rashford how things are meant to be done from the wing, you know, and also the decision making as well. Because I've always been onto Rashford, man. He is someone that we need to just put on the bench and let him see and learn as well, because he needs to work on his game. His thought process isn't right. I just don't know what goes through his mind when he's on the pitch and when he's about to make decisions, whether he's concentrating or anything like that, because he lacks concentration as well. So definitely, people are saying sell. Even now, even the way he's moving on, like wanting to discuss his playing time, not understanding why he's not playing enough games, too much sense of entitlement, confused as well, because again, he's been the golden boy. He's been spoon fed throughout to where he is at this present moment. But he's a player that needs to be a squad player next season. We can't sell Rashford because I don't see Manchester United selling Rashford. I just don't see it. Not until maybe another season of a poor season. Then they'll probably contemplate on getting rid of him. But Rashford is a key squad player, and then maybe think about it next season, depending on how well he's performed.
Yeah, I hear that. With Rashford, I haven't seen a fall off and a decline like that, I think, ever. Like his decline from, and I knew he had his deficiencies even when he was scoring goals, but I believe Rashford didn't score a goal all season when he started a game for Manchester United. That is telling.
Yeah.
That is absolutely telling. Would I sell him? No. Again, he falls in that bracket, and this is very telling of Manchester United squad player. That's how I look at him. I'd have Sancho as the left side as the left winger, and I'd have Rashford backing him up. Then I'd go and sign a right winger and have Diallo backing him up. And then you have Elanga, you got Palestri if you keep him to back up both those wings. But yeah, Rashford got to book his ideas up. I don't know what happened. Hopefully Ten Hag can get more out of him, because I haven't seen a decline like that in terms of his confidence was just went. Because one thing we was always critical of Rashford was cutting in and shooting all the time. Bad decision making, kicking and running, going down blind alleys. He doesn't even do that anymore. Like, legit, all season I never seen Rashford get the ball and cut in and shoot with his head down. Because we was always talking about the criticism of him was always his footballing intelligence. You don't have a footballing brain, etc. But his confidence is that much shot. I can't remember the last time I seen him kick the ball past the defender and try to run past him. He don't even do that. Even the closing down and his energy levels ain't even that. So I don't know what's going on with Rashford. I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know if it's a mix of both. But certain's not right. But he needs time on the bench, because one thing that is very telling, when rumors came out and said, "Oh, he was befuddled and he was bemused," or I can't remember the correct word. Yeah, bemused as to why you're not starting, because you haven't been playing well. That's why you weren't starting, because you weren't playing well. If you perform highly, you keep your place. If you perform poorly, you get dropped. And that was my issue with him in terms of self-awareness. Why can't you realize your performances are not good enough? And that's my biggest problem. Harry Maguire is like that. Every time he comes out and does an interview, there's never any accountability. And it really annoys me. It's never, I need to do better. We need to do better. It's always excuses. No, perform better. Perform better. And we seen it with Maguire when he came out, when he said United managers and England managers keep picking me, so I must be good.
Yeah, I must be doing something.
No self-awareness. Let you know all you need to know, man. I hope you're right, Andre, and he surprises us all next season. I hope so. Do I think he surprises us next season? Nah, I don't think he does. But I hope to be proved wrong and we get a better Rashford. But I'm not trying to see. I think he should be an impact player and a squad player off the bench. I'm trying to see Sancho left wing, Rashford backing him up. I'm trying to see Diallo backing up the right winger, and hopefully we sign one. And I think that's a good four to have. I don't know what's going to go on with Palestri. Alanga's more than good enough as a squad player to back that up. That's good quality and that's good depth for Ten Hag's first season to me. But when I saw Rashford, no, unless I got a big offer. Like if I got 70, 80 million, absolutely. But I don't see us getting that. But I would keep him as a squad player, because we're pretty bare out there with what happened with number 11. We're going to get on to Martial in a second. We'll get on to him. We don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, we'll go to you, Ivorian. Martial.
Sell. Just sell.
Okay,
sell,
talk
because
about it.
The reason why I'm saying this, because for 6 years of him being there, it's the consistency, the mentality, the work rate on the pitch, you know. And I hate to say the word I hate, because it's always used against black people, which is the word attitude, because sometimes I see it as, why does it always have to be the word attitude? Like, what do you mean by attitude? You know, how does he apply to it, or his behavior? What does that mean? But yeah, he's the way he applies himself on the pitch. He chooses when he wants to have a good day or when he doesn't want to have a good day. Like with Martial, again, has been inconsistent. Even his loan hasn't turned out. And the fact that he's always picking up injuries as well, it's just been a transfer to me, in my opinion, that hasn't worked out. And he needs to be shipped off and moved on, you know. Let's be honest with ourselves, man. As much as we see the talent there, and we love Martial, because I know Martial is a far better player than Marcus Rashford. Intelligent-wise, he's far intelligent. He creates assists. He gets himself involved. And again, ideally, he's an ideal player for Ten Hag, you know, in terms of players, a winger that can create, link up play as well, quick, finish, and etc. He's ideal for him. But it's just the fact that I've seen 6 years, the same thing that I've seen with Rashford inconsistency, and I'm tired of it, man. I'm just tired of inconsistent performance. You gotta start being consistent, and you're at the age where you need to be consistent. You're 24 years old. You're a big man in the game. You know, when you're 24, you're a big game. You're supposed to be competent in this situation at your age in football, and you haven't been it. We need to let go. I know that we put a clause that he'll win Ballon d'Or, but that will never ever happen. We need to move on from him and sell him and make that money so we can sign another right winger. Because that's the only way we can probably sign a quality right winger is by selling some of these players. I know, Flawless, you feel like Martial should be given a chance based on his abilities, footballing abilities, and what he could bring to the team and what he can bring to Ten Hag. But it's just that it's the level of consistency. And when you play on the pitch, you just don't show it as well that you really want to be playing, you know. And I want to see that from Martial, you know. But for me, we have to sell.
Yeah, it's one of them. This one is tough for me because, like you said, I do rate Martial, absolutely. But it's on two things. Does Martial want to be here? Does Ten Hag want Martial? If the answer to both those questions are yes, I'd keep him. If the answer to either of those questions is no, whether from one party or the other, then he's got to be moved on. Simple as that. Ten Hag don't want him, you move him on. If Martial don't want to be here, you move him on. If they both happy to part ways, that's all well and good. But if he wants to be here, I would definitely keep him 100%. Because you mentioned it. I could see Ten Hag getting a lot out of him. And I'll always give talent a chance in the correct system. Without doubt. So hopefully they've had that conversation, similar to the conversation Ten Hag and Ralph had. But I believe they had a conversation, without doubt, and decided to part ways because Ralph's philosophy is different from his, which is all well and good. I'm all for that. So with the Martial one, I'm just waiting and seeing. But if he was to be moved on, I wouldn't be upset. I go, you know what? Fair enough. I go, fair enough. That's cool. I'd be like, that's all well and good. I think we've gone through. So we mentioned Martial, Rashford, Cavani's leaving, Sancho we mentioned, Alanga we keep. We ain't gonna mention Chong, Shortire, or Garnacho. All right. So before we go, final one, big elephant in the room, big elephant in the room. But before we get to that, make sure you hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Hit the like button, share it across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget as well, I will be doing England versus Germany Nations League watch along on here, people. Probably start in about half an hour. Probably start 10, 15 minutes before kickoff. But before we get to that, make sure also you subscribe to Ivorian's channel. The link is in the title. You can click on it right now, people. Take you straight to the Red United TV page. But well, we'll get to it. Cristiano Ronaldo, Ivorian. Would you sell him this summer?
No. And my reason why, I know Ronaldo doesn't offer that much when it comes to link-up play and getting involved in the play. But what he does get involved in is goals. He guarantees us goals. And looking at the way Ten Hag wants to play, the creative, possession-based, attacking, freedom, and etc. You need someone that can convert those chances into goals. And I know that Ten Hag will set a team up in a way where they're always going to be creating chances and putting balls in front of Cristiano Ronaldo to finish off. And he'll be integral right now because I don't see Manchester United signing another quality striker based on this current situation that we have and how much money we need to spend to improve this squad. Again, Ronaldo is a goal. For me, it's a bit surprising as well because I understand. Like I said, I understand he doesn't offer that much in terms of giving to the team, but what he does offer and what can guarantee us is goals. And Ronaldo still has one more year at the Premier League level, and we know that his legs are gone. But for now, he's an intelligent man. All we need him is to get at the end of those fantastic chances that we will be creating next season. And on top of that, we need his mentality in that team. Because there's too many fragile players in that team with zero confidence, no leadership, and who are not winners. And then you need Ronaldo for that thing. And on top of that, if Ronaldo as well, if we do sign a striker that can also play this, he needs to accept that he needs to relax himself, and he may need to sit a few games out. If he can accept that, I'm all for Ronaldo staying here. And I'll go with Ronaldo staying because we need him. We do.
Yeah. With me, context matters in this one, and I've said that a lot in terms of roles. If Ten Hag wants to keep Ronaldo, then I'm cool with that. but it's all about within the correct role. Do I want to see Ronaldo starting week in, week out? No. Ronaldo's willing to accept a reduced role and a squad player role, which I don't think he is. But again, that's a conversation that needs to be had because he could surprise us. But there's no way United should be 37, 38-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo should be leading the line for United going into the 2022-23 season. That is my main issue right there. Because we're going to have to sign a striker simply because Cavani's leaving. Martial could leave. So that leaves us with one senior striker, which means we're going to at least at a bare minimum sign one. So that striker who's coming in, I don't believe is going to come in and play second fiddle to Cristiano Ronaldo. It could happen. I just think that is unlikely. So it's all about a reduced role for him. Now, do I believe Ronaldo will accept a reduced role? No, personally, I don't think he will. We've seen what he's been like when he's been subbed off at times, even when we're winning, or the player who's come on and scored a goal. And that's why, if that's the case, if he didn't want to be here in that capacity, move him on. That's my thoughts on it. I'd move him on and again, literally start from scratch because we could be out with zero senior strikers. No Cavani, no Martial, no Ronaldo. But that's a conversation for Ten Hag to have with Ronaldo and sit down and discuss that. Because I don't believe, again, 38-year-old Ronaldo is the way to go forward. It's not. It's really not. Only place he's going if he leaves here is maybe PSG, and we know PSG make bad moves. It's a vanity signing for him. They just want Messi and Ronaldo together to help sell shirts and build the brand. That is not a cohesive unit, and you're looking to be successful on the pitch. But that's just my thoughts on it. That's why I'll get stick from people about the Ronaldo thing. Ronaldo shouldn't be starting week in, week out. Simple as that. If he's here, he should be in a squad role. And if you don't want to be in a squad role, you move him on. No player is bigger than the club. That's it. Like legit, that's what it is. Pyramid scheme says Ronaldo is a stat merchant GOAT. Man scored 18 Premier League goals in 10 games, but made 32 appearances. Ended the season with 3 assists. Stat daddy Ronaldo. Here's the thing is, and he will score goals, which is all well and good, but people need to realize there's much more to football than scoring goals. I have no issue with Cristiano Ronaldo's goal output. Same way Rashford, the season before, there was no issue with his goal output. We had Zlatan, no issue with his goal output. It's about a team. It's a team game. Because Ronaldo scored goals and then everybody else's goals and assists have dried up. Nobody else has thrived this season. Rashford, Bruno, Martial when he played, Cavani, Alanga, Sancho.
And that's the stigma with Ronaldo. Wherever he goes, he sucks all the goals out. He vacuums everyone's goal and no one else is scoring. We had a season where Bruno was a top goal scorer. Rashford was scoring 20 goals. And who else was scoring goals as well? And Ronaldo comes, no one's scoring more than 10 goals. He just takes it all in. Benzema's a prime example. Scooped up all the goals for Real Madrid. As soon as he leaves, everyone else is scoring freely again. Same for Juventus, you know. And can we afford that next season? Because we want everyone to contribute.
Yeah. And the thing is, you accept that at Real Madrid. If you're free-peat in Champions Leagues, that's all well and good. You know what I'm saying? That's all well and good. Free-peat Champions Leagues. I shut up about Ronaldo and Bruno and McTominay and Maguire and Lindelof and Shaw and all these players. My issue is these players are not good enough and we're not being successful. That tells you all you need to know. This isn't no agenda. I'm giving my opinion, and my opinion seems to be proved right. Why is it Manchester United have gone 6 years now without a trophy, and a lot of these players have been here, and we're far away from a trophy? Forget Premier League, we're not in the Champions League. So we got a target out of 4 competitions in. Like I said, forget Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup, League Cup. They're the 3 competitions we can target. I would really like to see us target the Europa League, because not only is it silverware, and not only is it great experience on the European stage, it's also a backdoor into the Champions League, because there's no guarantee we finish 4th. Let's keep it real. We're behind City, Liverpool, Chelsea. So forget top 3. 4th is at best where Manchester United can finish, even with a fantastic window. So then you add in Spurs, who are going to strengthen. You add in Arsenal, who are going to strengthen. You add in West Ham, who are going to strengthen. Our best opportunity to finish to get into the Champions League next season is the Europa League. And then the FA Cup and League Cup with the correct draws. Obviously, it's a cup competition. With the correct draw, we could definitely target one of those competitions and win it. There's no reason why we can't. And I have full faith in Ten Hag to do so. I'm looking at a trophy next season. For the first time in a long time, I'm genuinely looking at a trophy and going, we should win one of these 3. And if we don't, I'd be disappointed. On top of obviously implementing a system and getting a clear idea of what Ten Hag's doing, which should make recruitment easier for Manchester United as well. So that's what I would say. And Prime saying, how's it Ronaldo's fault Bruno's been poor in front of goal this season? No, I'm not blaming Ronaldo for that. I'm just saying in terms of, I'm not blaming Ronaldo for Bruno being poor in front of goal. I'm just saying it's no coincidence that Ronaldo lands and Bruno's goals and assists dry up. Everybody's goals and assists dried up. Yes, Bruno has been poor at times, but there's a reason for that because they do similar roles. Ronaldo is Super Saiyan Bruno. He's a better version of Bruno. And none of them in 2022 had a way forward. This is why if they both left, none of them are going to a team trying to win the Champions League. Real Madrid, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, PSG, Bayern Munich, none of these teams are looking at these players. Maybe PSG would look at Ronaldo for Vannies, but that's it. They're the top 5 in the world. So let's use them as the example. They're the 5 best teams in Europe. If we do Champions, we look at Champions League, they're the 5 favorites for next season. City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, PSG. You can maybe throw Juventus in the mix depending on what they do. But that goes to show Bruno's getting nowhere near them sides. Not even close. It's not even a thought process. And he's not even going to teams on like the also runs in the Champions League. Your Atletico Madrids. He ain't going there. He ain't going Villarreal's and Benfica's, and they ain't taking his wages. Like, ain't worth our wage budget. Why are we breaking our wage budget for you? Definitely. Same with Ronaldo.
Definitely.
But we move. But we're going to close out the show anyway. Ivorian, let them know where they can find you, my brother, and anything else you want to add.
Of course, guys. You can always find me on Red United TV. Got a live watch along for the Germany versus England game at 7:35. Kickoff's at 7:45. You can follow me on Instagram, Ivorian_Spice. If you want to follow me on Twitter as well personally, and you can always follow the official Instagram of Red United TV, which is Red United TV1. We're close to 8,000 followers, so
let's go.
200 away. Let's go, guys. Make sure you follow. Big ups to everyone that's been supporting both of us as well as we grow.
Yeah, man, 100%. So make sure you follow Ivorian, not only Red United TV across YouTube and all the socials. Ivorian himself, you can find him through my socials. That's me, Flawless. Also follow Sarcasm City TV across all socials. And don't forget, people, this show and all the other shows on Sarcasm City TV, on the YouTube and the Sarcasm City TV Twitch are available on audio-only platforms. So if you want to listen on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, because you might not want the YouTube app open. You might want to listen while you're at work, while you're driving, while you're cleaning, while you're cooking, whatever you are doing. I'm saying you may want to listen. So links for those are underneath in the description, or just type in Sarcasm City TV or pop up. Like I said, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and Red United TV. Prime has dropped the link in the chat as well. It's also in the title of the YouTube video, people. It's in the title. So all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you straight to the page. So yeah, make sure you head over to Red United TV, check it out. Ivorian will be doing a watch along over there. I'll be doing an England-Germany watch along over here as well. So you got ample things to tune in. Tune into both, man. Open up both tabs. I'm saying continue to support. The ManDem United podcast will be back Thursday, people. We'll be back Thursday, myself and Eddie, talking all things Manchester United, 5:30 p.m. But you catch this show Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. Throughout the summer, people. We will continue to bring you the ManDem United podcast. But love to everyone who continues to support the channel. Much appreciated. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.